And we'll get rolling. Mr. Paul, good to see you, sir, hanging in there. See the Bairds are on. I see the Edenfields. Mr. Kilhofer Sr., happy birthday, sir. Mr. Sirik, I muted you, so can you hear me, sir? Just type in yes or no. You shouldn't be able to speak when there's this many people on. If I have 52 people who are not muted, it gets really noisy. So if you can't hear me, you probably turn your volume up on your side. All right, 52 looks like the magic number. All right, so my guys who were on, who was on yesterday? Raise your hand if you were part of the fast kicking class yesterday, right? So the number of screens, we had 81. We actually had a grand total of 100 people in the kicking class yesterday once you counted all the siblings and families. So that was really cool. If you were part of that, that as of right now is the largest Zoom martial arts class that I have heard about amongst like the 15 different organizations that we communicate with. So y'all are part of awesome history. We shared that and bragged about it. Pretty cool. All right. Cool. And Miss Angeline, if you can hear me, if you could somehow reach out and communicate with Mr. Sirik so I can get things rolling. It sounds like it's his first time on. They're having a little bit of trouble with the sound. Cool. Miss Hamlet is on. I like it. All right. So today, guys, we're going to be going over our back fist. Grandmaster Pak's favorite hand technique. Something I enjoy doing. It is the only hand technique, fist technique that I still struggle to break bricks with. It's a nice, fun one, but it's really useful in self-defense, and we typically don't use it or start teaching it till you're a brown belt. So for a number of you guys today, you are getting some karate candy, as we like to call it, something a little extra. So go ahead and face me, guys. Hands by your side, toes together, and bow, Kinye. And since only half of you guys were on when I mentioned this about 2-3 minutes ago, if you have somebody who's able to hold for you, make sure you have a paddle target nearby. If you're going to be soloing it today, you need one of your sparring gear gloves. Master Nicholas, can you go make sure Miss Angelina heard me about Mr. Sirik real quick? Thank you, Sarah. Mr. Cassidy, awesome guy. So, human emotion, let's warm up a little bit. So we're going to be moving mostly our arms today. We're going to warm up with our plank reaches from yesterday. So we're going to get down in push-up position. All I want you to do for a couple minutes, no push-ups required. If you lift your hand up, twist as much as you can, back down. Twist as much as you can, back down. Now, if you want a little extra, push-up. Big twist, just to kind of loosen things up. So it's less of a workout, and it's actually a great way to kind of stretch out our hips and our shoulders. So plank reaches back and forth for just a couple minutes. The key on this one is to go slow. I'm not whipping my arm around. I'm literally just raising that hand up and stretching that arm out nice and easy. If you want to add the workout part in there, then you can do your push-ups. For my couple second-ons and up, fun challenge for you, push-up, reach, one arm push-up, back down, push-up, slow reach, one arm side push-up, and back down. Just a little extra for my second dons for people who really like to push themselves. But again, the idea here is just to get that stretch going. That's how Aiden Cooper and Mr. Calvin were on, so I got to give you guys kind of a fun little extra there. Cool. Wait, all right, guys, go ahead and hop up for me, please. Next little warm-up, kind of a modification on shadow box. I'm going to cross your arms, left foot forward, sparring stance, say, yeah. All I want you to do is nice and light, just kind of throw some jabs and crosses, moving around like you're surrounded by a bunch of crazy people, and you just have to be punching them to defend yourself. Nothing super heavy. You can switch feet if you need to, but just kind of spinning around, moving those arms, make sure I'm getting my hips engaged. Not super quick, so I'm not like lightning fast punches, right? I'm just kind of going jab, cross, move around, jab, cross, move around, jab, cross. There we go. Kind of have a sight in mind. Don't just punch the air. Be thinking, ooh, there's a person. Ooh, there's two boards. Ah, there's that bully. Boom, right? So I have that visualization of something cool. Add in any other hand techniques now. So two-part combos. You can go cuts, right? I can go palm strikes. I can go back fist, hammer fist to kind of move around. Front hand, backhand. Front hand, backhand. Double, backhands, just kind of working on combinations of different hand techniques for a second. Cool. Sweet, and break. All nice and warmed up now. Let's go over the mechanics of a back fist, then we'll fast it a little bit. So a back fist is also known as a back knuckle. I'm going to use my other hand because I'm missing knuckles on that one. I'm not hitting with the front of my fist like I would on a punch. I'm hitting with the back of my knuckles, right? And the idea is it goes to the temple and knocks people out pretty nicely, or I learned to break boards and bricks with it. So we're going to actually work on the tightening part of our hands. So here's what I want everyone to do. You're going to have your hand palms down, your other hand palms up. And what I want you to work on is, in a quick motion, is turning my hand over, turning it into a fist, and hitting my hand. So what I'm doing from the top down is I'm coming through and I'm practicing that rotation and tightening of my hand. Because the most mistake people make with that back fist is they don't get a full twist in there. So this is a great motion to learn how to tighten my hand into a perfect fist with just a little bit of space. I don't want to lift my hand up and drop. From right here, just turn it over. Turn it over. Turn it over. And what I want to try to be doing is hitting with my two knuckles right in the center of my hand. So I'm not doing a backhand. I'm using my knuckles. Whatever you do on one hand, do on the other. Make sure I'm rolling all the way over, and I'm hitting with these two, not these two. So my pinky and middle finger, or my pinky and ring knuckles shouldn't be getting hit. Super. Good, Mr. Sear. Good. Just kind of working on that motion. Hitting, 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 hitting. So this teaches two things. Again, how to tighten my fist and twist my wrist the right way, but it's also making my other hand super strong, which is why you got to work both your hands and break. That's a nice little fun drill you can work when you're sitting down and fidgety and need something to do. So your back fist, and this is one of the reasons we went a little bit on it, because it's got some variations. There's two places you can chamber on a back fist, and there's two ways you can hold your hand. Chamber number one is over my shoulder. Chamber number two is down on my hip, almost like I'm chambering for a high block. So either one of those are good chambers. And I can hit straight across with the back of my hand, or I could arch my hand around and use that strong front part. I would choose that for some of you guys who have some like smaller knuckles. I can't show because I have really big bony knuckles. If you have a little bit more squishy knuckles or smaller ones and there's no knuckle back here, you may have to turn that fist out so you're still using those knuckles. Here's what I want us to work nice and slow. You're going to take your sparring stance. Front hand's going to come back over your shoulder. I'm going to point my elbow at the target. That's kind of the key. It's my aiming thing. And I'm just going to straighten my arm out right in front of me. Boom. Nice and slow. And then back to my sparring stance again. So I'm going to go chamber, hit, sparring stance. If I want to do a backhand, I'm going to twist. Elbow comes up. Extend. Back. Shoulder, hit, back. Shoulder, hit, back. Now for my red belts and a higher, right? If I do this, what is missing from the technique? Say it out loud. Obviously, I can't hear you because I'll say it in a second. All right? I'm missing that wrist twist. So here's a little extra for my brown belts and higher. Remember, there's a lot of details. For my junior belts, don't worry about getting all of them right away. You're going to bring your hand back, palm pointing down. That way, at the last second, I can roll that hand over for that second twist. Ready? Hands are up. Front hand back. Twist. So I'm twisting the hips and I'm twisting the wrist. Ready? Sparring stance. Shoulder. Elbow is up. It's not scrunched down. Extend and twist. And back.
Now just remember, guys,
Shoulder.
your hands are supposed to be near
Boom.
your face. They shouldn't be actually touching your face, though.
1, 2, back. Now your backhand. So remember, when I do my backhand, I have to twist a little bit because if I do this, I'm going to miss the target. I have to bring my hand across the space and come through. Remember to twist that wrist for my higher belts. Back to my sparring stance. Backhand. Up, twist, and pop. Good. Up, twist, pop, sparring stance. Now for my secondary chamber, I'm going to chamber down by my hip. This one's a little stronger, a little slower, so my front hand's going to drop to my hip, palm facing down, almost like I'm chambering for an in to out block. Ready? I'm going to pop up right next to my face. So my hand is doing this. Ready? Now the backhand. Drop, pop, drop. Notice my other hand comes to my cheek. Pop, drop, pop, drop, pop. Cool. Now, before we move on to the more fun parts of our back fist, everyone say no slinging. So what I mean by that, when I start putting more force in it, I'm not slinging my hands through the targets for 2 reasons. If I missed you right now, I am wide open, right? And number 2, it's wasted movement. A back fist works very well with just a little bit of distance. Trust me, the targets you hit with a back fist don't need that much extra power. So when I start doing a quick pop right in front of the face and back. So here's what I want us to do before we start getting to the speed and accuracy part. You're going to do all 4. You're going to do shoulder chamber 1, shoulder chamber 2, hip chamber 1, hip chamber 2. Ready? And C-Jack, go. Shoulder 1, shoulder 2, hip 1, hip 2, sparring stance. So not 100% speed, like 50% speed right now. We'll add the full speed strikes in later. Ready? Shoulder 1, shoulder 2, hip 1, hip 2, and back. Ready? Shoulder 1, boom. Shoulder 2, boom. Or hip 1, hip 2, and last one. This one a hair faster, like 90% speed now. Ready? Go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Cool. Question. Were you guys tightening your stomachs and breathing and keying? Maybe not. Make sure we're doing that. Awesome. So moving on from form, let's move on to our accuracy now. So this is where if you have your glove or your paddle target, we're going to use that. So if you have a partner, they're just going to hold the paddle target for you right at your head height. We're just going to work on that accuracy. So again, if I walk up, Master, I'm going to steal you real quick. Actually, you hit me this time. What's right here? Remember, look at me. What's right here? A giant bone. It's called your sternum. Master Nichols back fists me in the sternum. It doesn't do very much damage. And that's where accuracy is important. We can back fist each other back and forth all day. Nothing. If I hit him in the side of the head, though, it's going to be instant. So I have to know where to hit the right target. So I'm going to hold the target about head height. 50% speed for right now. He's going to work on putting his hand in the right spot. So he's going to go front, back, then the shoulder version, front, back. So he's just touching the targets, right? Then, it's not done. Then he's going to do the same thing on me. He's just going to touch the targets. He's going to go 1, 2, shoulder, shoulder. Can we do that? Say yes, sir. Cool, cool, cool. If your partner lists, use me as your dummy for a second. I'm going to stand right here, and I want you to pretend that you're back fisting me in the shoulder. You're going to go front, back, and then shoulder version. Front, back, just for a couple seconds. See Jack go. So really just kind of work on getting that motion in. Shoulder to temple, hip to temple, hip to temple. Shoulder to temple, hip to temple, hip to temple. Cool?
Aiden, you be careful. Don't go hitting your mom too hard. She's got a paddle.
My Baird family. Yes, if you guys want to use each other for a second, just face each other. No targets just yet. What I want you all to do, this is perfect. You're going to touch each other on the head. Slow enough that no one's getting hurt. You're going to go, for the one person to go 4 times, then the next person 4 times. So super slow. Just touching that target for a second. Don't worry, we'll get really fun in a moment. Cool. All right, great. Time for the fun accuracy one. Wedging into speed. Master Nichols, want to steal you guys. If you have a target holder, I already mentioned this. Your back fists only work at the head. It's a little different than our spin kicks before. This time, I'm going to start above his head, and I'm going to drop down to his stomach, and he has to time his back fist to hit right at his face level. Sound good? If you don't have a partner, this is where your sparring glove becomes involved. I'm going to throw my sparring glove up and then back fist it out of the air, making sure I'm hitting with those knuckles. It doesn't count if I just kind of flop it with my hand. Ready? Sparring stance.
And do your best when you toss it up. Hit it when it gets even with your head.
Yes.
Not when it's up here, not when it's down here. Still trying to get that head height.
C-Jack go. And I want all these to be front hand back fists. So I can fire from the hip or the shoulder, but I want all of them to be front hand back fists. Remember not to sling, so I'm not doing this. I should hit boom, and then when the glove should disappear, my hand's going to be still in front. If I'm hitting the paddle targets, I'm stopping right on the paddle target. I'm not cleaning through all of it. Think pop like a bullwhip. Boom, and back. Boom, and back.
I think it's just, so we got Igor, and then I'm pretty sure.
Make sure we're breathing and keying, guys.
Oh, we got one person on this page. Just them. Everybody else is on the first page.
That's cool. Oh, yeah, because there's only 11, and there's 10
Videos, yeah.
videos people. Cool, cool. Breathing, guys. Kias. Excellent.
Don't forget, try and aim for that head height if you're throwing up your own target. So real quick, guys, remember, if we can't see who is on the video, it's super important that you have the student who is training's name as the screen name. We have a couple people. Hi, Vitetas. We have a couple people that we can't really tell who it is. Like we have.
It's just Diane's iPhone.
Yep, we just got one. So whoever Diane's iPhone is, we need to make sure that you either turn on the video so we can see who's training, or you change your screen name to whoever is participating in class. I think that's the only one.
All right, super guys. Next part, working on speed. So we did form, we did accuracy, now we're speed. Now we're going to work 100% speed and power on this one. If you have your paddle target, 3 hits. But the idea is I'm not slinging my hand through, right? I'm up here, I'm going to go, yeah, yeah, yeah. So if I have my paddle target, Master Nicholas, I'm going to hold for you real quick, sir. Watch how his hand does not go through the paddle target. So he's working on that in and out motion. So 3 times nice and quick. 1, 2, 3. Then he'll do the same thing with his shoulder chamber. 1, 2, 3. Then his backhand from the hip. Then his backhand from the shoulder. None of you saw his hand come through this paddle target. That's what I want you working. Be clear, say yes, sir. If you're targetless, do that in the air now. Ready? So hands are up. You'll just sit here and full speed, full power. Then move on to your backhand. Ready? Hands are up. I can tell if you're working. I can see the intensity even though I can't hear it. C-Jack go. So I should really be killing it with the energy and the speed now. Just to kind of start getting those muscles moving in a striking pattern. Right? We spent half the time a little slower getting the form. Right, for my white belts through blue belts here, if my form's a little off right now, that is okay. We're just working them muscles to build the speed up. My brown belts and higher, still trying to maintain that form while I'm building that speed up, right?
Remember, guys, don't pull all the way through. I see a couple people wearing a King of the Jungle belt pulling their arm all the way through. You want to hit the target and then immediately pop back to your sparring stance. Oh, yeah, you know who I'm talking about.
Hit and back. Hit and back, hit and back, hit and back, hit and back, hit and back.
Where did they go?
1, 2,
They're
3.
switching around
1,
everywhere.
2, 3. Ooh, I see some people taking a break. It's like you're winded.
They don't know where the trans went.
And break. All right, so we got the speed part. Let's work our timing now so you're kind of practical sense for a back fist, right? I'm not just going to walk up to someone and be like, hey, you look like someone I should hit in the face. Wham, right? We don't do that. We're martial artists, right? So if I was going to hit somebody, it's out of self-defense, right? So I generally wouldn't hit first. Now, again, for my senior black belts, we talk about that differently. The drill we're going to work now is going to go block, back fist, punch. Probably the most beautiful use of a back fist is actually one of our black belt forms, Biho 1. So that's just want to see you again real quick. So let's assume now the timing for this drill in self-defense is this guy started walking up. I was like, dude, leave me alone. I don't want to fight. And he takes a quick swing at me. Block, back fist, punch. I stay inside the body, so it makes my counter strike a lot quicker. Notice again, he threw his, my hand isn't that far away from his head. I don't need very much power when I hit somebody in the face in that with the back fist. So I'm not doing this. I'm not going to go block, pull my hand back and hit because he's going to rechamber. So hands are up. There we go. Let's work our left hand first. So from right here, I'm in my guarding stance. My hands are open. I was like, dude, I don't want to fight, right? Here's my timing. With your front hand, out to in block. With the same hand, back fist, cross, and then disengage. There's my timing. Let's do it one time with the backhand now. So ready? Now your backhand. Out to in. Back fist. Jab. All right? So hands are up. That's what I want you to work now. If I have a paddle target, obviously I can go to town on it. If I have a wave master, I can go to town on it. If not, work with me. I'm going to swing a punch at you. And you have to go block, back fist, punch, disengage. If you're working with me, hands up guarding stance. Hands up guarding stance. Ready. And go. Out to in. Back fist. Punch. Good. Then slide back. You know, like think, man, dude, I finished the person off. I don't hope something else. Good. Now the other side. Block. Back fist. Punch. Ready. And go. Block. Back fist. Punch. There we go. For my guys who understand this motion, you do Biho 1 a lot, it should be like a blower. 1, 2, 3 before my hand even gets there. Ready, go. Block. Back fist, punch. Remember that Altian is going to be crossing your face because you're keeping the other side of your head safe. Ready, block. Back fist, punch. Oh, 1, 2, 3. I'm going to swing a little quicker now. Boom. A little less prescripted now. So you're going to have to react and move a whole lot quicker. Wham. Excellent. All right. So freeze real quick. We'll come back to this mode. This is the timing drill. Can you use a back fist in sparring? Thumbs up or thumbs down? Yes or no? Thumbs up or thumbs down? So the answer actually is yes. Remember, if I'm sparring, where's the back fist going to go? To the chest guard, right? There's no reason I can't pop someone in the chest guard to learn the technique. Now, for my brown belts and higher, when we do our sparring with our hand techniques, our boxing, are you able to throw back fists in there if they're controlled? If we're actually punching each other in the head and we're doing those drills, are we able to throw a back fist as well? The answer is yes. It just has to be controlled, right? I'm not just going to walk up to him and be like, wham, oh, I'm sorry, I went too quick, right? This is a decent strike. In fact, versus a jab, a back fist, I would say is a 10 times better choice. You get a whole lot more oomph behind the same amount of speed. We clear to say yes, sir? All right, timing drill 2.0. Bring hands up, sparring stance, say, yeah! If you have a person with the paddle target, you're going to be shadow boxing, just kind of working your hand techniques whenever they feel like it. They're going to try and slap you at the paddle target, and you got to do our timing drill. Block, back fist, punch. Sound good? If you're working with me, you're going to be moving around, kind of like we did for our warm-up. When I say go, I want you to visualize someone taking a punch at you, and you have to go, yeah! And then disengage. Ready? Hands are up, and C-Jack goes. So you're moving around, just kind of playing around with those boxing. Kind of have a visualization of someone's head. I might have some defenses in there. And go! Block, back fist, punch. Boom, slide back out of the way, and then go back to my boxing again. Just nice and slow, moving the hand. Remember, it's 360. I have defenses as well, so I can have blocks. And go! Block, back fist, punch, disengage. Back to my sparring stance again. So you're moving around. Boom, boom, boom. Right? Just working my hands. Go! 1, 2, 3. disengage, back again. Just kind of moving around. All right? Throw some kicks in there if you want now. It's kind of working in an invisible sparring match with like a Korean ninja or something. Go! And disengage. Back again. It's kind of working things nice and light. Both sides. Hands, feet, defenses. Go! Block, back fist punch. Disengage. Eddie. Keep going. Keep moving. Go! Brian's iPad raised a hand. Go ahead and type your question into the chat, sir, and I'll answer it. And break. Very cool, guys. Eyes on who?
Eyes on you, sir.
No, almost 30 full minutes of working your back fists again. As Tong Soo-Do students, you guys should put another 30 minutes after we end this meeting. Will I know if you did that or not? No. It's all honesty and honor at this point. We clear? Say yes, sir? So, everyone say 5 forms. Breaking kick 25 times. Each leg, right? We spent a whole lot of time working our arms. Let's work that breaking kick. Can we say yes, sir? And then I want you to go at the end of all that, go back and spend 5 more minutes working one of those back fist drills. Maybe I'll just be working it slow. Maybe I'll work on doing 100 quick back fists, but spend about 5 more minutes doing back fists. So again, say 5 forms, breaking kicks, back fists, right? And for all my yellow belts on here, yellow, white, yellow, yellow, black, we have a yellow belt class later on today. I believe it's at 6 o'clock. I have a black belt class at 6:30 for all my black belts. And we have a black belt assembly after the black belt class tonight just to have a quick chit chat with all the black belts. Guys, go ahead and face me. You can put your side toes together. Remember, all of you guys got class credit for the Zoom class, right? And then if you're on YouTube right now, make sure you send that to us at the end of the week. Bow, kinye, oos. 1, 2, 3. Tong Soo. Have a great day, guys. And yet, Mr. Brian, I'll answer your question now, sir.